learning Hindi through a very popular and old French song. And one of our students, she is really interested in singing two lines as well for us. So, and after that, we'll get started with the class. So, Agnes, what do you?
I think she did it herself.
You wanna
What do you want to do?
just sing two lines?
Okay. Non, rien de rien. Non, je ne regrette rien. That's the two lines.
Thank you so
Fantastic.
much.
That was
That's
great.
good. Thank you so much. Okay. So, as I said, today we'll be learning Hindi with a very popular French song. Um, and the song is so in this song, it's the Edith. Am I saying it correct? Edith.
Edith.
Edith Piaf, right?
Mhm.
She's the singer of this song in this case, right? Pretty much throughout the song, she is expressing her emotions and feelings. And in this class, I decided that what if we were to sort of describe or express our emotions in Hindi? How will we do that? And what kind of tools and grammar we need? And towards the end of the class, my feeling is that you'll be able to sing the same song in Hindi, or at least you'll be come up with the similar lines. Okay, so with that in mind, we'll try to go with our philosophy of breaking it down and then moving further, right? So, so if you just look at the first line, what the singer is saying is, no, I have, or I regret nothing. I have no regrets, or no, I regret nothing. Okay, so regret is one of the emotion here, right? So a quick question from you: what comes to your mind when we are talking about, in general, like emotions?
Like what kinds of feelings?
Yeah, yeah, feelings or emotion,
Happiness.
happiness. So let's try to write them down, all of them, so that we at least know. Happiness. What is
Sadness.
sadness?
Guilt.
Guilt. Okay.
Anger.
Anger. Anger will be okay.
More.
Yeah.
Nervous.
Nervous. Now, all of them are, if you look at them, all of them are noun, right? What are the same thing you can say, if depending on how you're using it, they can be adjective as well, right? And Hindi basically, and most of the language, right? The way you're using it in noun and you're using it in adjective, you can use a different word for it, right? Do you know the adjective form of
In English. Yes. Happy.
happy?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Sad.
Sad.
Guilty.
Guilty. Okay.
Angry.
Angry. And then this one.
Nervous.
Nervous, right? I wonder if this is nervousness or something.
Maybe.
Nervousness?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe nervousness. All right. So I think what we'll do is just to give an example, if you were to use the same sentence in in English, you'll say I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm guilty, I'm angry, or I'm nervous, right? Um, have, Whereas if you're using it in the form of noun, it would be a different example, right? I mean, the way you will be using it in a different way. Can you just pick any of them and?
Yes, happiness is a warm cup of chai.
Oh, okay. So that's noun,
Right.
So let's see how we will use, if we were to use the same, words in adjectives, how will you say that, right? So that way it will clarify. So we'll take one of them, and again, we'll eventually come back to the song. That's the baseline, right? So just follow the song, right? The first one I have is, let's say you want to say, I am happy. You want to say that in Hindi. How will you say that, Jennifer?
So, I think there's two ways you could say it.
Okay.
You could say.
Imagine that you don't know the meaning of happy.
Oh, sorry. Okay, so Ashu Ji, Hindi में happy को क्या कहते हैं?
Okay. Hindi में, so you just use our formula in which you are saying Hindi में को क्या कहते हैं. Now, so far it was very simple. I didn't really get into the detail of the meaning you're trying to ask. Is it you're trying to ask in an adjective form or in a noun form or verb, right? It was always simple. Gradually, as we dig deeper, you can ask even further questions. So that way, the speaker you're talking to, they will give you a more specific word for it. In this case, you can say Hindi में happy को खुश कहते हैं, and the way you say it, you have ख and then u and then sh. खुश कहते हैं. Okay. Now, how will you say that I'm happy?
So you could say मैं खुशी हूँ.
मैं खुश हूँ.
खुशी हूँ for a woman. मैं खुश.
No.
मैं खुश हूँ.
मैं खुश हूँ. Okay.
मैं खुश हूँ.
So the way you say it, I'm happy is मैं खुश हूँ. And it's the same for male as well as masculine as well as feminine as well as singular or plural. So if you were to say वह खुश है, he's happy versus वे खुश हैं, it's going to be the same. Okay. So, and again, the way you write it is you have मैं and then you have a ख खुश. मैं खुश हूँ. What is the other way to say it? Like, what if you want to use a postposition along with that?
So I think the other way to say it would be मुझे खुश है.
मुझे.
No, there's an error. मुझे खुशी है.
मुझे खुशी है.
Okay.
Right. मुझे खुशी है. And खुशी is, in this case, is happiness actually, right? So the way you are saying it is you have a ma, j with a, मुझे, and then you have a खुशी, khu, she, मुझे खुशी है. मुझे खुशी है. I'll give you a couple of minutes to sort of like think about it. So it's मैं खुश हूँ, like I'm happy, and you can use it, but like to sort of come up with any, you can replace खुश with any other like feeling as well. और मुझे खुशी है, right? And even here also खुशी also you can replace with anything. And again, just to remind you, when you say मुझे, it's basically मैं plus को, मुझको. So you're using a postposition here, को. Okay. So now let's say same sentence. I'm going to give you some time now. I am sad. I am sad, and your objective is to express that in Hindi. Okay. How will you do that? So I'm going to give you 30 seconds. and you can use your chat box to come up with like an answer for it. And if you have any questions, surely ask that as well. And people who are watching live on YouTube, you can also use the comment section to sort of like write that down. Do you answer?
We have a question.
Okay.
But you want to hold off on the question until?
Sure.
Okay.
So the first thing you will think about is like, let's say when you want to say I am sad, the first thing probably you will get stuck is how do you say sad in Hindi, right? And you'll use your formula, sad को हिंदी में क्या कहते हैं, और sadness को हिंदी में क्या कहते हैं, right? In this case, it would be sad is equal to sadness is equal to actually dukh, right? And you have a the with u and then kh, right? And when you want to say sad, like the, and then you have a kh, e, dukhi, dukhi. Good.
Very good.
So now, having gone through the meaning, the way you will say is like मैं दुखी, मैं दुखी हूँ. And again, as I said before, it can be for a masculine as well as feminine, singular as well as plural, right? And the second way to say that is if you want to use a postposition, right? So if you're using a postposition called मुझे, right, or मुझको, right? It's मुझे दुख है. Okay, to me, I mean, if you want to do the literal translation, it will be to me there is sadness. I mean, it may not make sense in English, but that's pretty much you're trying to say. And this is, if you compare it with the earlier sentence, this is slightly different, the pattern, right? So now let's look at the question.
On the floor was Jan's question. What's the difference between Buche and Me?
Okay, so good. So let me erase that, and then I'll go over the answer. So the question is, what is the difference between मैं and मुझे? You have मैं and मुझे. So in Hindi we have postposition, like the way in English you have a preposition, right? On. So that's one of the example of a postposition. On, in, at. What else? Up. One of them, yes. Probably. Okay. So you have मैं. It's basically I. Right. When you say मुझे, it's to me. Okay. So that's the basic difference here. Now let's look at the examples here. Okay. Let me give you a very simple example that will sort of like clarify. Okay. So the way, so let's say let's say you're a student, right, and you want to say मैं student हूँ. I'm a student, right? And you want to say I want a book, right? So even though you're saying I want a book, right? The way you say it in Hindi, it's a little different than in English, basically. Right? So what you're saying there is like मुझे book चाहिए. to me, book is needed, right? Um, think about it is in the to me context. Whenever you're using mujhe, it's the exact, the one-to-one form in English would be to me, right? To me, let's say मुझे French पसंद है, right? To me, French is likable, right? That's the clear translation, right? You can say मैं French बोलता हूँ, I speak French. Okay, मुझे French पसंद है, right? To me, French is likable or liked, right? Um, do you have any more thoughts on it?
That's good. Yeah.
So let's move to the next one. Maybe that will also clarify your doubt a little bit more. Let's say now you want to say I am nervous. So again, I'm going to give you 30 seconds to think about it. How do you say that in Hindi? And if you don't know the meaning of nervous, as of now, you can just simply say nervous, and then when we go over the answers, we'll give you the sort of the clear vocabulary word for nervous as well. Try it out. You can just simply put it in the same formula as we did before. मैं खुश हूँ, मैं दुखी हूँ. You can simply replace खुश and the dukh with the word nervous. The way we'll say so हिंदी में nervous को क्या कहते हैं, right? हिंदी में nervous को परेशान. There are many words, but the one which we are using is pareshan. So you have pa, ra with a, and then you have a sha, and then na. Pareshan. Okay. So when you say I'm nervous, you are saying मैं. How will you say that?
मैं परेशान हूँ.
मैं परेशान हूँ. मैं परेशान हूँ. Right? Now, same thing, if you were to use a postposition ko, it will be मुझे परेशान
है.
मुझे
परेशानी.
very good. मुझे परेशानी है. मुझे परेशानी है. Okay. Look at it, like here you're using whom and here you're using hai. So that also pay attention to that. So that's how you'll say it is like I'm nervous in Hindi. Should we continue?
Let's continue.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll speed up a little bit, but I want you to continue to follow it and let me know if I'm going too fast. I just want to cover a lot of them so that way you have a clear idea of how to say that. So next one is I am upset. Okay, and the word for upset is, do you know that?
I know the word for angry. I don't know upset. So Hindi में upset को क्या कहते हैं?
हिंदी में upset को नाराज कहते हैं. So you have a na-raz. Okay, you have a na with a. You have a r with a, and then you have a z. Naraz. Okay, so you say it, मैं.
You would say मैं नाराज हूँ.
मैं नाराज हूँ.
और मुझे नाराजगी है.
मुझे नाराजगी है और मुझे नाराजगी है.
Oh, नाराजगी.
नाराजगी है. And the way you write it is like you have a na, ra, z, and then gi. मुझे नाराजगी है. Okay, shall we continue?
Yeah, let's do it.
Next one is I'm embarrassed. Somehow I always make a mistake whenever I'm
Me too, Ashu.
spelling embarrassed.
Me too.
You know?
I might go how many R's, how many S's.
Yeah.
I'm waiting.
Okay, so
Don't feel embarrassed, Ashu. So हिंदी में embarrassed को क्या कहते हैं?
okay, the Hindi में embarrassed को again this is the let me quickly write it down. Embarrassed. So basically, depending on how you're using it as a verb or a noun or an adjective. I mean, it could mean different things, but it's sharm. So if you pay attention, the R sound is coming before the consonant, and that's why you make a C on top of a M, right? Sharm, sharmindagi, sharmindagi, okay? Or you can also use sharminda. Sharminda. Okay. So when you're using it as like the first one, like मैं खुश हूँ, or basically you're using it as an adjective, right? You will say मैं.
You would say मैं शर्म हूँ.
No, मैं शर्मिंदा हूँ.
Oh, you okay? Sorry, मैं शर्मिंदा हूँ.
So you शर्मिंदा हूँ. मैं शर्मिंदा हूँ. I'm embarrassed. Okay. Now, if you want to use it as a verb, sharm ana, right? That's how you will use it. You'll use it with ana, right? And you're feeling embarrassed, right? मुझे.
So मुझे शर्म है.
Ana. Use it with ana. मुझे शर्म and verb. Use it as a verb in present continuous.
So मुझे शर्म आ रहा है.
And it's a feminine.
आ रही है.
Perfect.
Okay.
So you'll say मुझे शर्म आ रही है.
So that's in English. I'm feeling embarrassed. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. I'm feeling embarrassed. So मैं शर्मिंदा हूँ. That's one way of saying it. The other one is मुझे शर्म आ रही है. And शर्म आना, it's a verb. Shall we move on?
Sure.
I am thankful. Okay. Now we'll just say the one form of it, so that way at least we can just focus on that. So when you want to say I am thankful in Hindi, thankful is you can simply say आभार in this case. And I'll write it down the Romanagari as well. Bhar. Actually, let me write it 2A, so that way it's Abhar. Okay. Okay, and you can say Abhari. Then you want to say thankfully yours, or yours sincerely, right? So you can pretty much say when you say yours sincerely, आपका आभारी, right? How will you say that?
So the first form, so मैं
Hmm.
आभारी हूँ.
Very good. मैं आभारी. It's only like in newspapers and in formal Hindi you will say that मैं आभारी हूँ.
Okay.
Mostly people say मैं thankful हूँ. Right? I mean, so, मैं, and you can also say मैं आपका आभारी हूँ. When you say मैं आपका आभारी हूँ means,
To you I am thankful.
yeah, to you I'm thankful. Okay, let's move on. The next one I have is or satisfied. And the word in Hindi for that, these two is, it's a difficult one, so it's sun to st. Santusht. So you're writing it as like sa, half na, ta with u, half sh, and then ta. Santusht. And you say it as मैं.
You would say मैं संतुष्ट है. Who? Sorry, who?
Yeah. मैं संतुष्ट.
Who?
I am content or I am satisfied is मैं संतुष्ट हूँ. It's one word, संतुष्ट. I'm just breaking it down so that way it's easier for you to pronounce it. मैं संतुष्ट हूँ. And again, throughout the song, Edith, she is singing. Her overall emotions is like that. I'm satisfied. I have no regrets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. We'll do a few more. The next one is amazed. Amazed. Okay. Amazed is, there are few ways to say it is chakit. You have a ch, and then you have a k with e, and then the chakit. Or you can also say haran. So you have her with two, basically bigger a, ra with a, and then n, haran. And the way you will say it in Hindi is मैं
चकित हूँ.
मैं चकित हूँ और मैं हैरान हूँ. I would say that even if you are not sure about the meaning of it, like if you can figure it out, well and good. If not, I think you can still say मैं amazed हूँ. I mean, it will be partially Hindi, partially English, but at least it's still, some Hindi, right? I mean, at least you are still able to grammatically say it correctly, right? Next one is excited. Excited. I am excited. So
हिंदी में excited को क्या कहते हैं?
good. So it's basically, it's also a little longer. So you'll say ut sa hit. So it's not hit, it's the as in talwar, right? So you'll say u half the s with a utsa hit basically. So it's utsahit, and you'll say मैं उत्साह मैं उत्साहित हूँ, which means I am excited. Okay, good.
Very good.
So now let's come back to the song actually. So when I say I regret, regret is pachtawa, pachtawa. It's which pa ch t with a and then v with a pachtawa, right? And remember, we learned two ways of saying it. Okay, one is मैं पछताती हूँ. Okay, it would be मैं पछताती हूँ or पछताता हूँ. In this case, it's female, singular. Okay, and the second way of saying is मुझे पछतावा है. मुझे पछतावा, the one which we just covered, मुझे पछतावा है. So that's one way of saying it, मैं पछताती हूँ. And the second way of saying is मुझे पछतावा है. Okay. Now, how will you say that? Like, if you were to make it negative, both of them. I do not regret. You'll put nahi here, right? मैं पछताती नहीं हूँ for a female, और मैं पछताता नहीं हूँ. Okay. Same thing here also. What you're saying is like you're putting nahi here. मुझे पछतावा नहीं है. Okay. मुझे पछतावा नहीं है. Okay, now you want to say, so good, right?
Very good.
Okay, I'll make some space here. Now you want to say, I do not have any regrets. Any is
कुछ. That's some.
and then
कुछ नहीं है.
koi.
Oh, koi.
Koi, right?
Koi.
Or it can be kuch also, right? As you said, someone or something, right? Depending on it's someone or something, right? So let's say you want to say, I do not have any regrets. Because it's something, it's not someone, it will be
So if it's something.
something, it's some
kuch.
kuch, that's right, yeah.
Right.
So it will be, think about the second one because it will not really apply.
Yeah, so
Second one.
मुझे कुछ पछतावा नहीं है.
Very good, right? So the way you say it, as you rightly pointed out, मुझे कुछ पछतावा नहीं है. Congratulations, you just completed the first line of this song in Hindi. So that's essentially, it took us. Now, if you go back to the lecture and if you listen to all the emotions or feelings, it will feel very simple. And now you can say that eventually you came to the solution of this first line where you're saying मुझे कुछ पछतावा नहीं है, and that's what the singer is saying in the song, right? We'll move to the next section now. Let me know if there are any questions on this one. Okay, so the second line which I want to cover is, and I'm Ze me. So that's like a French version of it. I'm not gonna say it because I'm gonna make mistakes here. So what she's saying is like, I don't care about the past. I don't care about the past, right? Now, how will you simplify it? What is the simplest way of, if you were to break it down? Forget about this song. The simplest unit in the song would be?
I don't care.
Or even simpler?
I don't
I
care.
Very
I
good.
care.
I care.
Yeah.
I care, right? You want to say that in Hindi? I care.
So हिंदी में care को क्या कहते हैं?
हिंदी में care को परवाह और फिक्र, परवाह कहते हैं. तो ये परवाह, right? And you will say मुझे परवाह है. You can also say मुझे फिक्र है. मुझे परवाह है, मुझे फिक्र है. Okay. Now, what if you want to say I don't care?
So मुझे परवाह नहीं है.
मुझे परवाह नहीं है और मुझे फिक्र नहीं है. Now, how will you say I don't care about you? If you're really angry at someone, I should have said I care about you. That's at least positive. But let's say if you were to say I don't care about you, try it.
So मुझे आप say आप about.
That's how you'll say it in English, right? I don't care about you, or I don't care. Of
I
you.
don't care about you. Yeah.
Let's say of you is correct. Or?
No, about you is good. Yeah. It's like a breakup.
Okay.
Yeah.
So मुझे,
मुझे
your care would be what?
आपके परवाह.
Or parwa is feminine.
So आपकी परवाह.
Very good. So मुझे
मुझे आपकी परवाह नहीं है.
Very good. मुझे आपकी परवाह नहीं है. Now let's see the question you have.
No, that's exactly what यहाँ से मुझे तुमसे परवाह नहीं है.
Okay, so मुझे आपकी परवाह नहीं है, and you're being very respectful here, right?
Which is probably not the idea if you're saying I don't care about you.
Yeah. So when you're really angry, all of a sudden aap becomes tum and tum becomes tu, right?
Right.
So aapki becomes tumhari, which is like more. So this is formal and this is informal. This is semi-formal. And if you want to be really informal, teri. Right. So small kids or small siblings, when they fight, they get really animated, right? And then in the end, they're like, "Mujhe teri parwah nahi hai." Right. So good, right?
Very good.
Now you want to go back to the song. I don't care about the past, right? How will you say that?
So Hindi में the past को क्या कहते हैं?
There are many ways to say that, but in this case, what I'll say, I'll make it simple. In general, when you say yesterday, it's basically kal, right? Kal can be used as yesterday or future as well, the one which is next day, right? Following day or the next day. But when you say bita hua kal, that means the one we just passed, right? So bita hua kal, bita hua kal is basically the one which just gone.
As in yesterday?
Yesterday.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
yeah. So this will be yesterday. Okay. You're thinking something.
No, I'm not thinking anything.
Okay. So I don't care about the past. So this is okay. Now you want to say kal. So okay. So now let's say you want to say I don't care about the past, right? So you know half of it already, right? मुझे, which is मुझे परवाह नहीं है, मुझे परवाह नहीं है. When you replace this thing, मुझे कल की परवाह नहीं है. It implies that you don't care about the future. You don't care what's gonna. You are basically kind of you're focusing on present. Anything can happen tomorrow, but मुझे कल की परवाह नहीं है. You can say that I'm focused on today. But in this case, you're still referring to the future.
Okay.
You're not referring to the one which is past, right? So मुझे बीते हुए कल की. So when you say मुझे बीते हुए कल की परवाह नहीं है, that means I don't care about the past. It's a little longer, but hopefully if you read it or if you listen to it 2 times, it'll make sense. So just to repeat again, when you say मुझे कल की परवाह नहीं है, that means I don't care about the future. मुझे बीते हुए कल की परवाह नहीं है, that means I don't care about the past. And once again, congratulations. This is the second line of the song. Now you know how to say that in Hindi as well. And if you think about it again, we started with I care, and we started with I don't care, right? Then we went through I don't care about you, right? So you want to try it a little bit more about where you want to use it, so that way at least you are hearing it again and again, and So I don't care about say something which you genuinely don't care about.
Which I genuinely don't care
Yeah,
about.
forget about
money.
Money, okay.
Yeah.
What else? Fame.
Fame. I don't care about fame.
Fame. Okay, what else?
I mean, people say I don't care about politics.
Oh, really?
I mean, I care about politics, but people say that.
Okay, what else? Right now you are the...
I don't care about... I don't know, Ashu, what don't you care about?
Don't ask me.
You put me on the spot.
What does one does not care about?
Fashion?
Fashion, okay.
I mean, we care about fashion, of course, but...
Okay.
The weather?
Weather. You're making it up, or you're
no, I'm making it up.
You're making it up. Okay, so we'll not do it.
We give us one.
Give you one. Okay. It'll be मुझे. Now you're putting me on the spot.
You're on the spot.
Okay. I think genuinely I don't care about cars.
Yeah, that's true.
The brand or anything like that. I don't care. Okay. Now, how will you say that? Like, having gone through it, you know the formula. How will you say that?
Okay.
So, मुझे परवाह नहीं है. And I'll take a pause here. I really want you guys to genuinely think about things you don't care about and write them down, right? And now see if you can really come up with the Hindi sentences for it, because whenever you are making conversation, actually it can be a very good like a topic where you are really expressing yourself and you're not really like making it up, right? So take a pause here. Think about like things, write them down which you really don't care about. So in this case, let's see. How will you say I don't care about money?
मुझे पैसा परवाह नहीं है.
So in this case, पैसे की परवाह.
पैसे की परवाह.
मुझे पैसे की परवाह नहीं है. So पैसा is money, but because you're using a key here, it would be पैसे. It becomes oblique case, right? It's पैसे की परवाह नहीं है. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I got it.
Next one is I don't care about the fame.
Yeah.
That's how we say it? Okay. I don't care about the fame.
So मुझे well हिंदी में fame को क्या कहते हैं?
Okay, so it's a difficult one. So you'll say prasiddhi.
Okay.
So you'll have a siddhi. Right.
Okay.
That's a formal way of saying it. But if you simply want to say it, fame is also known as name, basically. Name. I don't care about my name, basically, whether your name becomes famous or not. Right? So if you just say मुझे नाम की, नाम is nothing but name actually. It's नाम की. When you say मुझे नाम की परवाह नहीं है, that means like you don't care whether your name is becoming popular, popular or not. But if you want to really be formal, you want to say मुझे प्रसिद्धि की परवाह. प्रसिद्ध is famous.
Okay.
प्रसिद्धि is fame. So मुझे प्रसिद्धि की परवाह नहीं है. But it's like very formal. So next one is fashion. Fashion, okay.
Fashion.
We'll just say मुझे fashion की परवाह नहीं है. मुझे fashion की परवाह नहीं है. I genuinely don't know actually. I mean there are words, but they're really difficult actually.
Okay.
So as of now, stick with मुझे fashion की परवाह नहीं है. Right. The next one, which I generally don't care about, the brands of the car. Right. You can say मुझे कार के brands की. So again, what you're saying is like car. So car ka brand is like the brand of the car, but because you're using, a post position here, it will be car ke brands ki parwah nahi hai.
And we had Jan asked a question, which is if you want to say, I don't care to eat. He said, could you say मुझे खाना परवाह नहीं है?
So you have to use a post position here, right? So you will say मुझे खाने की परवाह नहीं है. So my mother, like growing up, she used to say it quite a lot, like because I chose to like ignore food, right? I mean, I was like playing or studying or doing something, and she'll be really worried and she'll be angry and she's like, खाने की परवाह नहीं है. Like तुझे, it's like you don't care about the food at all that I cooked it for you.
And he's just at Yana says, why Kane?
So it's because it's you have a post position here, right? Post position often makes things like in an oblique case here. Good. So let's move on. How are we doing with time?
We have a few minutes before 11.
Oh, okay.
10:55.
We'll speed up a little bit. So the last one which I wanted to cover in this song was where the singer is saying "जो नहीं and what actually it means is like I don't need them anymore. And what the singer is saying when she says I don't need them anymore is like joy or sorrow basically. That I don't need them anymore. I'm happy in my current state, right? So what we'll say in Hindi, for both need and want, you can use chahiye. You can use chahiye, right? And you have a ch with a, ha with e, and chahiye. Chahiye. Right. So before we, figure out the meaning of this particular line in Hindi, what is the simplest way, or simplest unit in Hindi, Jennifer?
So I want or I need.
I need or I want, right? So you say I want or I need, and you'll say it as मुझे चाहिए, right? Okay. Now add an object here, and it would be मुझे खाना चाहिए, right? I want food. If you're coming home hungry, so मुझे खाना चाहिए. Well, the same thing, depending on how you're saying it, it can also mean I should eat. आपको खाना चाहिए. You should eat, right? But the way right now you're saying it is like you're saying it is I want or I need food. So मुझे खाना चाहिए, right? Now you want to say negative, right? You want to sort of say I don't want food, right? It would be I don't want food. मुझे खाना
नहीं चाहिए.
It would be मुझे खाना नहीं चाहिए. मुझे खाना नहीं चाहिए. Okay. Okay, so now think about two things that you don't want. I don't want, let's say you want to say I don't want name and fame.
Mm-hmm.
right? Those are the things you don't care about,
Right.
right? So you want to say, I don't want name and money. Good, right?
Right.
So you'll say, मुझे पैसा और नाम नहीं चाहिए,
Right. Okay.
right? मुझे पैसा और नाम नहीं चाहिए. Good.
There you go.
You can also say when you have like third person plural, how do you refer them as those or they? You will say मुझे.
So if you say I don't need them, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
So मुझे them, मुझे वे, no, yeah,
Yeah.
मुझे वे.
Yeah. So you can also say मुझे वे नहीं चाहिए. And that is depending on the context. Let's say you've been talking in your conversation about name and fame, right? People already know about it. And when you say मुझे वे नहीं चाहिए, it already implies that you don't need, you know, name and fame or whatever. Right? And in this case, actually, this is what the singer is saying. मुझे वे नहीं चाहिए. And she's talking about joy or like happiness or sorrow. I don't need them anymore. Okay. Now, anymore is missing so far. How do you say anymore?
So हिंदी में anymore को क्या कहते हैं?
अब और नहीं basically, right? I mean, so basically और नहीं, right? मुझे वे और नहीं, मुझे वे और नहीं चाहिए. So let's say you became so popular, right? I mean, you got your tenureship, you got into a very best university in the world, right? I mean, you got a Nobel Prize also, and you have tons of money, right?
Wow.
Right? And you want to say, okay, this is it. So you say, मुझे पैसा और नाम और नहीं चाहिए. Right?
Okay.
I'm basically, so it could be in two ways actually. One is like that, you really made a lot of like name and fame. That's why you're saying it, that I'm satisfied. The other way is like, no, you are sort of deprived from it, that you don't really care about it.
Gotcha.
Right? So it could be in either ways actually. You got it, right?
I got it, yeah.
In this song though, the singer is very clear that, she is sort of like above those two things, right? So she is really deprived and she does not really care about them. Okay. So